Hello everyone and welcome to the best blog on earth. I'm your host, Riley Harris. Welcome once again back this week. No news anymore as usual. But yeah, I've still been going about my day every day. When you go about your day every day like I do, you start to think about what is the point of it all? What is the purpose of life? I couldn't quite figure out the answer the first time I asked myself. I think there's a reason for that. Maybe there isn't an answer. So I had to sit down and take a break from what I was doing and actually ponder what was the purpose of life. And let me tell you, that was a wonderful thought process. Because I thought initially maybe the purpose of life was to be happy. And that's wrong. Completely wrong. Because then unhappy people would have no reason to live. And I couldn't justify that. Because there's a lot of unhappy people in the world. Just because they are in a current state of misery does not mean that they no longer have a purpose in life. So then I thought maybe it was to help advance the species as a whole. I thought to myself, well, that would mean you'd have to help with procreation. And as and I'm sure many sterile people know, not all of us can have children, especially when there's no one else around, but can't really advance the species if you're unable to physically. That, therefore, cannot be the purpose of living, because then those people would have no reason to live, which is not good. Then I thought maybe the purpose of life was just to have as much fun as you can while you can. And I think that's probably about as close as I'm going to get to finding an actual answer. Just going around and enjoying yourself is probably the best use of your time. I know some of us have to grind away at a job for hours a day, but we don't do that because it's the most enjoyable thing we can think of. We do that because it frees us up to do the other enjoyable things in our lives. Yeah, I can tell you right now, if I didn't have to make a time machine, I'd certainly be enjoying something else. But then you wonder, is enjoying yourself the same thing as happiness? And I would say, probably not. You can enjoy yourself and not necessarily be happy as a whole. I think it does fit into a different size category. And I also think it lends itself for unhappy people to enjoy themselves and thus get out of their unhappy state. And I hope all of that makes a lot of sense to you because, gosh, my brain was just scattered after all that thinking. But ultimately, if you have fun at least once a day, I think you're doing good. I think you're doing a good job. Now, whether you're advancing the species as a whole or contributing to space travel or, I don't know, eating the record number of hot dogs, I don't think it matters. As long as you find a reason every day to keep going on to the next day, I think that's an important way to go about life. And I know what some of you are thinking. Man tries to sit down for 5 minutes and determine the actual meaning of life, but gets confused about it, must be the worst philosopher on earth. Wrong. Best philosopher on earth. That is going to do it for this week's episode. Let's end with our Australian fact of the week. The national gemstone of Australia is the opal. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time.